to TCG's podcast. Sorry if it sounds a little bit different than normal. I am running it for Cole today, so it's probably going to be a lot shorter than normal. And
probably about 10 minutes, so maybe 15 if we can work it in.
Yeah, 10 to 15 minutes. Depends on if we end up talking about something else other than our primary topic today, which is going to be hand traps. I have practically none, so you're going to be hearing from this guy the whole time. Do you want to say your name on camera, or do you?
Yeah, my name's Blake.
All right.
So you probably know me from that movie. So
Yeah,
it won't
and
just be me talking. I'll also show Garret a few hand traps, and I'll see if he can comment on them.
Yeah.
Throughout this.
Yeah, and yeah. By the way, I'm Garret. I dueled as Kaiba in Cole's character deck duel that he posted a while back. I really like that deck.
Kaiba, man.
Yeah.
You know, you could...
Wait a minute, I just saw something. You have Cyber Angel Ritual monsters?
Yeah, I have...
You just have that one. Dang
Yeah.
it, because if there was one deck I would really love to build, it would be a Cyber Angel Ritual deck, because
Dude,
I have one...
I love rituals so much, so I'd probably...
Yeah. I have a Cyber Angel Ritual deck on Duel Links, and it is amazing.
You know, can we just point out, like, really quick, that Lord of Red is a ritual monster, and in the show, Joey wears it like an armor, like, just, like,
Yep.
it gets strapped. That was, like, the best duel.
Yeah.
Almost in that entire Waking Dragons, that was almost the best duel.
Yep. Alright, so, hand traps, what do you got for us?
Alright, so for hand traps, I have to say my favorite would have to be this one that I got out of the Kaiba box.
Kaiba box has a lot of hand traps, I realized.
Yeah, it has it. Because it's Kaiba.
Yeah, it's Kaiba.
Kaiba, screw the rules.
Yep.
And such. The card is Goddess of Sweet Revenge.
Yes, that card.
It's basically...
Is that a guaranteed card? Is that like a...
It's one of the guaranteed cards. Yeah,
Okay.
It's on the cover.
Yeah. Cool. I might
That's-
actually buy this box now. Alright. When your opponent controls no cards, and this card is the only card in your hand... Well, oh wait, no, if you control... No monsters, my bad. If you control no cards, and this is the only card in your hand, when your opponent's monster declares an attack, you can discard this card, destroy as many cards as possible your opponent controls, then special summon one monster from your deck. That is very specific, but very powerful.
And not only that, it's just one monster. It doesn't specify what. It's just one monster.
Yeah, but it doesn't say ignore summoning conditions, so
Yeah, I
if
know,
you couldn't, like, get one of your Luster rituals...
I know, but
you
all
could
my
get
guys...
the end, couldn't you?
Yeah, all of my Gaias and... yeah, basically any of my Gaias...
I think this would work better if it says, no, what deck would this work well in? Because it doesn't work. It works okay in Black Lusters. It definitely wouldn't work in your Sacred Beast.
Yeah.
Except for you could get Dark Summoning Beast if you wanted to.
Yeah, you could special summon straight out Dark Summoning Beast. Basically, I keep this in here just in case my opponent is making one of those decks that just starts wiping out your field completely. Because I've faced a few of those decks that the literal strategy of the deck was to have extremely weak monsters always out on the field, but their effects will constantly destroying things on your field.
That's kind of like yours. Yours is constantly banishing.
Mine is constantly OTKing and banishing.
Yep, because you can, if you have enough Black Lusters out, you can banish like 8 cards a turn. You can banish your opponent's entire hand every turn.
Yeah, if I have the full power of my deck on the field, then yeah, my opponent's hand would probably be gone along with their fields. The only thing that would be left is their spell and trap zone, because ironically enough, Black Lusters don't really target the spell and trap zones.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that as a weakness, and please don't use it against me. Alright, so what do you call it? Some other ones that I had, like, it's Droll and Lockbird, which is if this card is added from the main deck to your if cards are added, oh god, this grammar on the Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah, old Yu-Gi-Oh cards are the worst.
Yeah, is added from the main deck to your opponent's hand, except during the draw phase. Quick effect: you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. For the rest of this turn, cards cannot be added from either player's main deck to their hand. So it could hinder you if you're Damien and you're running super heavy samurais.
Yeah, or me running my Blue Eyes, actually.
Yeah. But Droll and Lockbird can very much help you out. A
Yep.
lot.
Yep. Well,
Wait, sorry.
we didn't quite think this through. Do you have any more hand traps?
I have a lot of hand traps.
Okay, well then maybe.
Mostly Karibos. But
Okay, yeah, you had an
my-
entire Karibo deck at one
Yeah,
point, and that thing was funny.
That
was
my Karibo
that's
deck
Max
was-
C.
See, this Max C, it was my favorite hand trap until it got banned, and then I was like,
Yeah.
this is cast into the shadows of darkness. But
Yeah,
Max C is just draw power at its absolute finest.
that's probably why they banned it, because for some reason Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't like draw power.
Well, because drawing is everything.
Yeah,
In the game. I mean,
yeah.
honestly, drawing is everything in the game.
Yep.
Like, there was a card that says pay your half your life points and draw 2 cards, and they banned that one because it was too powerful. I'm like, how? It's half your life points.
Yeah.
On. So yeah.
But then again, trading isn't. Discard 1 level 8 monster. Oh, because it's discarding from your hand and you're not increasing your hand size.
So yeah, you'd
be getting rid of 2 cards to draw 2 new
you activate and you have to discard. Normally level 8s are powerful.
ones. Yeah.
So then you draw 2 cards, so it's the same number of cards back.
Yeah. Okay, so that makes sense.
The thing about why everyone hates Pot of Greed is because you get 1 extra card in your hand, and and
you're
Yu-Gi-Oh
cycling through your deck really fast.
Yeah, that already leads a lot. So I have so as he said, I have built a Karibo deck. Some of the main ones were Karibanet, Sphere Karibo, Jump Karibo, Clear Karibo. You know those ones. They're all pretty good.
And then regular Karibo, of course, because you can't make a Karibo deck without regular Karibo.
You can't make Karibos without Karibo. I mean, it's the name, it's the job description.
Yeah.
And I have the level 12 Karibo, the Flute of Summoning Karibo. Karibos are actually great if you can use them right.
Yeah, every card has its purpose, is what I'm slowly figuring out.
Yeah. Even cards that are absolutely horribly miserable have their purpose.
Yep. Like, Thousand Eyes Idol, one of the worst cards on his own, but it's used to one.
It is actually the weakest card in all of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Thousand Eyes Idol?
Yeah. Level 1, 0 attack, 0 defense. No effect. That
Okay.
is the weakest card, but
It's used to summon Thousand Eyes Restrict, and Damien seems to like using it to summon Bujin, or Zushin, the Sleeping Giant.
Ugh, don't say that name here, Garret. We are in sacred territory.
Isn't that your card?
It's my card. I gave it to him because I was like, you know what, man.
It is the hardest.
Like this card.
It is been voted voted by us to be the worst boss monster, and it is one of the hardest cards in the game to summon. But once you do, it's more powerful than an Egyptian god, which is kind of triggering.
It's more powerful than almost anything because
It's more powerful than anything, yeah.
It just flattens any spell and trap effects that you try to use on it, and then it gains 1,000 more attack, so it's basically indestructible.
Mm-hmm.
The only way to survive it is
to not summon. Yeah,
deck your opponent.
Deck your opponent out and hope they don't have any monsters that can kill you before.
Yeah, before that happens. So basically, it's the strategy for killing Zushin is just basically having a lot of stalling traps face down.
Which you don't want before he gets Zushin on the field.
Yeah. Yeah. Then what do you call it? Why don't we go over some one of my what's Garret? What would have to be your favorite character in Yu-Gi-Oh?
That's tough. That's really tough. Right now, I'd have to say Yusei Fudo. Because he especially in season 1 has a way of making really cruddy cards work together to be good, and I like that.
Yeah. I think my favorite character in all of Yu-Gi-Oh, because I'm a diehard, I love the originals. I would have to go with Atem.
Atem.
Honestly, he's just the all-around. He's just great. It's fun.
He's the one who started it all.
He's the one who started it all.
Yeah.
So.
But ironically, Kaiba has my favorite archetype, the Blue Eyes White Dragons.
Kaiba?
He has my favorite archetype, but he's not my favorite character.
My brother likes Kaiba because he always goes after the anti-heroes like Kaiba, Vegeta,
Yeah.
character like that. I'm like, boo.
Yeah, but Kaiba's just a jerk.
Kaiba is completely a jerk. He's
Yeah.
just he just, what do you call it? Just spits in everyone's face.
Yeah. So, let's see, what time are we at? We have been recording this for about 10 minutes thus far.
Oh, so that's good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see, what else can we talk about?
Which is your favorite Egyptian god card?
Obelisk.
Wait, but I will also include the Wicked cards and the
So
Sacred
any,
Beasts.
so any of like the main, like world destruction cards.
Yeah, the
So
tribute
the
for you to
Earthbound,
summon it.
yeah, or the Earthbound Immortals could count too in a way because if I remember correctly, I'm not too far back into 5Ds, but the Earthbound Immortals were the equivalent of the Egyptian gods, Sacred Beast, and the Wickeds.
Yeah.
They weren't as hard to summon, but they, when used together, they were equally as powerful. The Earthbound Immortals are actually pretty good. My friend used to run one back when we were both really bad at playing the game, and whenever he got one out, it would just like lock me down. But I would have to say Obelisk is my favorite, just because of the looks of the card, the fact that his power isn't dependent on other things, he is just a powerful card, and the fact that he's the only Egyptian god to retain the effect that he cannot be targeted by spell and traps when he was made tournament legal.
Yeah. Which is overpowered, I mean.
Yeah,
It's
it's
already
pretty overpowered. But
I think I'd have to agree with Garret that's my favorite Egyptian god card. My favorite Sacred Beast would have to be the
Raphael?
No, not Raphael.
Hammon?
Hammon. Because Hammon is great. I mean, just so powerful. I mean, plus it's just the one. He has his own field spell, which is pretty good.
So, do you want to explain Hammon? Because most people here know Obelisk, but actually, you know what? Just to eat up some time.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
explain our favorites.
All right, so I'm gonna borrow your Obelisk because I don't have mine with
Yeah.
me. So Obelisk requires 3 tributes to normal summon and cannot be normal set. When this card is discarded, normal summoning cannot be negated. When normal summoned, cards and effects cannot be activated. So the turn you activate this card, or no, just when this card is summoned, your opponent can't activate anything. That's already really good, and I think the other Egyptian gods have that. But this is the only 3 of the Egyptian gods to be tournament legal with the effect that cannot be targeted by spells, traps, or card effects. So it just can't be targeted, which is really powerful, and the fact that they kept that is amazing. And then once per turn, if during the end phase if this card was special summoned, send it to the graveyard. All Egyptian gods have that effect. And then this card's unique effect, the one that's different from all the other Egyptian gods, is you can tribute 2 monsters and destroy all monsters your opponent controls. You just can't attack this turn.
Yeah.
And that's pretty useful, especially in a deck that would be designed to get Egyptian gods out, because they're designed to summon monsters. So
yeah, Egyptian god decks are actually pretty fun to run. But I have my own, what do you call it, the Sacred Beast deck, and my favorite probably my favorite and my go-to is Hammon, Lord of Strike and Thunder. His effect is he can only be normal summoned or set. This card cannot be special summoned except by sending 3 face-up continuous spell cards from your side of the field to the graveyard. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. While this card is in face-up defense position, your opponent cannot select another monster as an attack target.
I didn't know that effect. That effect is amazing.
See, this can be a really good stalling card.
Yep.
Like, honestly, you can just stall for flipping forever.
Yeah.
As long as he's on the field.
Yeah,
Imagine
unless I have Ultimate or Neo Ultimate, then he's just kind of screwed.
Yeah, of course, because those are 4,500.
Yeah.
And not only that, my black blusters get up to 4,500. They're like the perfect combatant against Blue Eyes. That's what I love.
Yeah.
That's what I love about lusters so much, is that they're like the perfect opposite of Blue Eyes.
And that's the way they're supposed to be. The one thing we haven't quite found a way around yet is
Spellcasters.
Our friend Spellcaster deck, which he went over part of it with us. I don't know if he ever finished going over that deck.
Yeah.
But there is a point where he can literally lock down the entire field. You cannot do anything. You can't summon or you could still summon stuff, but you can't activate any effects.
Which is a weak as water,
Yeah.
strategy. Just to who would OTK base their entire deck around OTKing? Who would do that? Cough.
Yeah. Well, so if he can get all his Dark Magician support spell and traps on the field and summon Dark Magician the Dragon Knight, then that means everything on his field is unaffected. And then the only way to do that
Anything
to counter that is to destroy the Dragon Knight,
which is not an easy task
because it has 3,000 attack points, and you can bet that he has some sort of counters. And with Eternal Soul, he could just summon it back next turn if he wanted to. So you would have to
not only destroy but banish it.
Yeah, in the same turn, you would have to destroy Dragon Knight and Eternal Soul, because that would be field wipe.
Yeah. So that good luck with that. I mean.
Yeah, good luck with that. It would actually. I bet I could do it. I bet I could do it with my blue eyes. I would just need a
Cole is sometimes a nice guy, but like when he beat me, I was like, oh darn! But he was like rubbing it in my face, and I'm like,
well, then again, you kind of
dude.
bragged about being the best on campus for a long time.
Well, I did because I rightfully deserved it. And hey, you know what, Cole? You beat me. Congratulations, you won. Stupid stuck piece of
And he only won because he has a way to. Oh, that's another thing. If he has Magician's left hand and Secret Village,
that's it.
That means you can literally play nothing. You can't play spells or traps at all. And if you try to activate a monster's effect, which would be kind of pointless considering if he had Eternal Soul and Dragon Knight, they wouldn't be targetable anyway. So
he just nullifies everything, and it's really a kick in the nads.
Yeah,
but so I've dueled worse decks. I've dueled decks that relied nothing but wasting time, like just wasting time and burn damage. I remember to a point where I was taking 100 damage a turn, 100 damage a turn, and I was still losing because like. This dude just had so much strategies for stalling. It was horrible. Yeah. So, I think we can end this here.
Yeah.
Alright, well, this has been Blake and
Garrett.
And this is the TCG podcast.
Alright, so Cole likes to do this outro. Stay off the streets, don't do drugs. And he says don't play Fortnite. I say do what you want to do. I do not agree with that statement at all, but he ends it with that every time. So see you guys later.
See you.